Coronavirus cases are on the rise, and doctors reported yet another one here in the United States. Area dogs trained for years to respond to an avalanche. Today, we meet the dogs and their handlers who responded to the deadly Silver Mountain avalanche.
And kind of a gloomy, soggy start to the weekend. Will it stay that way? I'll have your forecast coming up.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to KREM 2 News at noon. I'm Laura Papetti. Jen York has the day off, and we are tracking some breaking news at this noon hour. The Pentagon says 34 U.S. troops have been diagnosed with traumatic brain injuries after last month's Iranian missile strike. This is just coming in this morning. Half of the troops have returned, we're told, to their duties, while others are still under observation. President Trump initially said he was told that no troops had been injured in the January 8th strike. After first reports of troops with concussion-like symptoms, President Trump said the injuries were, quote, not very serious. But we continue to track that story. The coronavirus is spreading now around the globe, and doctors say there is a second confirmed case in the United States, this one in Chicago. The patient is 60 years old and recently traveled to China. Minnesota health officials are also monitoring 2 suspected cases in that state today. And coming in new at noon, France has also confirmed 2 cases of the virus. This, of course, comes after doctors diagnosed a Western Washington man with the very same virus earlier this week. And also this week, the State Department of Health started looking for anyone who may have been in contact with the patient. So far, they have found 43 people who could now be at risk. Health officials are calling them every day, asking about any symptoms to make sure the virus does not spread. Health experts think the strain started in Wuhan, China, with over 540 cases there already, and more than 20 people have died so far. All right, it is just 2 minutes past noon right now. Temperatures, we're told, are going to stay mild, but not so much sunshine in our forecast. Michelle Boss is stepping in today for Evan Narani. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, yeah, we started off our weekend, at least if you count Friday afternoon, part of the weekend. Kind of starting off on a gloomy note. We've seen a little bit of rain this morning, about 1100ths in the Spokane area, nearly a quarter of an inch in Coeur d'Alene. They'll likely see more this afternoon. And around a 10th of an inch from Pullman into Walla Walla. Lewiston has seen about 1600ths. So take a look at satellite and radar right now. We're seeing most of the steady rainfall has left, though we could see a few additional showers, mainly across the Idaho panhandle later this afternoon. It looks like a drying trend across eastern Washington, but though it looks like we may be seeing some sunshine out to our west, that's not really the case. We're not seeing a whole lot of rain, but Moses Lake, where the higher clouds have cleared, they're kind of socked down into some fog. So half-mile visibility in Moses Lake and pretty much cloudy skies everywhere else, which is impacting their temperatures a little bit. It's still going to be a mild day. Moses Lake in the lower 40s, but out of the fog in Ritzville, 48 degrees, and we will see much warmer than average temperatures this afternoon as well. Even at the noon hour, we're sitting at 42 degrees. We should warm up into the middle and even upper 40s this afternoon. Here's a look at the next 12 hours. Mostly cloudy skies. Might see some brief clearing late this afternoon, but don't count on much sunshine. Temperatures will be nice, though, in the mid-40s and should remain above freezing all evening. So if you're going to be out and about this evening, I don't think you're going to have to worry about too much wet weather, but more rain is returning for the rest of the weekend. Some showers on Saturday, a little bit cooler with a high of 40, and then back up in the mid-40s on Sunday with additional rain.
Ferris High School is mourning the loss of a recent graduate today. Spokane public school leaders said the victim of a crash in South Spokane County yesterday was a graduate from Ferris High School in 2019. The crash happened at the intersection of Freya and Baltimore. Authorities said the driver hit a tree after taking a turn wrong. The car then caught on fire. People in the area pulled the driver out of the car, giving that person CPR until police arrived. However, the driver was ultimately pronounced dead. Authorities say the driver was not wearing a seatbelt. SPS leaders say grief counselors are on hand for students and staff today. Both the boys and girls basketball games have also been canceled at that school. The University of Idaho will reportedly pay a former student $160,000 to settle a lawsuit after criticism over how the institution handled a sexual assault complaint. The victim says she was sexually assaulted by a football player at the university, but that the school never investigated the allegations. According to court documents, she said the university initially declined to investigate the incident because it happened off campus. The school's decision not to investigate violated their legal obligation to do so under Title IX. One business says a firewall saved precious artwork from a fire in Coeur d'Alene. Emerge gallery owners say it allowed time for firefighters to remove art from a burning building. The fire sparked Monday at 4th Street and Lakeside Avenue, destroyed 5 other businesses. The investigation is underway to determine the cause of that fire. And today we are checking in with some of our area's 4-legged first responders. Andy is a 3-year-old avalanche search dog. We've been watching her grow since she was just a tiny pup, but now she's putting her searching skills to great use.
For most, January 7th on Silver Mountain was a traumatic day.
It was pretty emotionally impacting to the whole community.
A deadly avalanche, sending dozens of search and rescue crews up the mountain, including this team, Jeff and Abby. It was a day she's been training for her whole life.
Abby's job is to find people that are buried in avalanches when they don't have an avalanche rescue beacon.
Which is exactly what she and her co-search dog, Annie, did.
You know, they really did help us with that rescue, and we're able to alert on some of the victims. They say this is the spot to mark it, and then we start shoveling and using probes.
But how do they know when the dogs actually found something?
For these two, it's really a strong commitment to the dig, and when I get that look, I know that this is the spot.
Well, he knows because they've practiced hundreds of times.
Oh, good girl, get it.
Since tiny, these dogs learn how to work.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And that practice paid off.
They understood the severity of the situation, and I could see that in their personality.
They combed the mountain for hours, sniffing for any traces of the missing skiers. Despite GPS, helicopters, and other new technology, Abby and Annie were invaluable.
This is still our best tool.
A tool that is irreplaceable. Nicole Hernandez, KREM 2 News.
Okay, it is just 7 minutes past noon right now. Well, some possible Sasquatch sightings in the Cascade Mountains are causing quite the buzz on social media. We've been talking about it, it seems, for days now. But the State Department of Transportation says Bigfoot isn't the only bizarre thing caught on a specific traffic camera. We'll talk about it coming up.